This is a hibiscus. These are the stamens and the pistil. The ends of these stamens, like the stamens of all flowers, have a powder called pollen. Pollen must get from the stamens to the end of the pistil if the flower is to produce seeds. This is a diagram of a flower. When a grain of pollen lands on the end of the pistil of the same kind of flower, it sends a small tube down to the base of the pistil. Part of the pollen grain goes down the tube and unites with part of the pistil. This causes a seed to start growing. This seed will be a combination of pollen from another plant and part of this plant. This is called fertilization. How do you suppose the pollen usually gets from the stamen of one flower to the pistil of another? Remember the brightly colored petals? They seem to attract small birds and insects. Insects, like this bee, come to flowers to collect a sweet liquid for food called nectar. They also take some of the pollen to use as food. As the insect goes into the flower, it often gets some of the pollen on its body. At the next flower, some of the pollen may be wiped off on the pistil of that flower. Honeybees need pollen and nectar for food, and flowers need to have their pollen carried from flower to flower. So most bees and flowers help and need each other. One could not survive without the other. Some farm crops need to have their pollen carried from plant to plant. In order to make this happen, farmers may place beehives among their crops. Birds, such as this hummingbird, may also carry pollen from flower to flower. Flowers have other ways of getting pollen from stamen to pistil. Pollen is so small and weighs so little, it may be carried through the air, as it is on these mulberry tree flowers. These mulberry stamens actually shoot pollen out, so it can be picked up by the wind. Watch this spot. And this spot. To remember the whole cycle of a flowering plant, let's watch as this strawberry goes from blossom to ripe berry. By special photography, 4 weeks' growth is shown in less than a minute. These small dots on the berry are seeds. Now you can see why most plants that have flowers produce seeds and fruit. Most flowers have three main parts: petals, stamens, pistils. The petals seem to attract insects and birds, which pick up pollen from the stamens and carry it from flower to flower and from stamen to pistil. Some flowers have other ways of moving their pollen. Each part of the flower helps the plant to produce seeds and fruit. Flowers make our world a much nicer place to look at, but they probably are most useful to the plant when they attract birds and insects which carry their pollen. The next time you look at a flower, see if you can find its parts, as you enjoy its shape and color.